There- Yeah, very motivating, I would say, you know. It's kind of good to go down there and kind of like mingle with people that are trying to do what you're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
and also it gives you like a refresher on some things you should be doing. You get more insight from a lot of people. But I consider that a win for me. Uh Definitely left out of there, like, you know I started the process a year ago, of you know I think 6 months we got into candidate status. So
Mm-hmm.
uh kind of feel like you get busy and things start happening, and you could let time fly on you. you know so one of the things I'm trying to hone in on and really focus in on is start getting everything going, moving forward. uh Definitely work on that ISS, that's for sure. um yeah, and get other things in line too. I think a big part of what I seen out there also was you know I signed up for most of the finance classes, you know and that got me doing a lot of thinking. And
Mm-hmm.
I got to do a lot of acting too on a lot of the things too. So um you get a lot of insight, man, from a lot of people, and it's just definitely a good experience for sure.
Now, anything else you want to share with them?
Nah, I think that's kind of like one of the biggest things that I was really looking into. And yeah, everything got to balance out. I think it's like they put you in a space where you can't, they score you on like a point system. So you got to like be in between that point system. I think the highest is like 3.0 or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
It's an asset ratio.
mhm. So yeah, I mean, you go in there, you get a lot of insight, you got some concerns, and then you're doing some things right, you know and yeah, you just got to get it done, man. I feel like yeah, I've been kind of like procrastinating on a lot of stuff, but then again, when you're doing everything yourself, you get busy, so um you know I have had a lot of success so far in the school. We've enrolled a lot of students uh within the past year. We're I think we got like 60 students enrolled, you know
That's a
so
lot.
yeah. So you know I've seen the potential, and I almost feel like, man, I could have had a whole lot less, freed up some time, and I could have worked on my ISS more. you know
Yeah, you just got to send. You got to get them students to sign all them documents and email it to us because we can't. They can't complete them.
all of them documents been signed. we
But
already we already done had them. We we've been doing it since day one.
you got to
We have,
send them all in.
yeah, we have all our e- evaluations done at a certain time. We have our graduate surveys done. uh the enrollment agreements are there. We use the whole checklist from file checklist, and we just kind of keep going through it. And it gets a lot easier when you keep doing it and doing it. So yeah, but I feel like, yeah, we have gathered quite a bit of what we need, for the ISS. So it's just all a matter of just putting it all together and putting it out there
Well,
for
just
sure.
make sure you email it That way they can go ahead and finish it. And before you even open your school, can you tell everybody what you were doing?
Before I opened the school,
Mm-hmm.
man, well, I was owned a barber shop. I was cutting out the barber shop, and aside from that, I've always been doing education. So, I started my own brand, and that brand became my school name. And you know, I worked with manufacturers. One of the more notable ones would be the clipper manufacturer that I work with, and man, I basically toured half the world with that company. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, I think like the first year I had the school, or right up leading up to it, that was like the year I won the NAHA Award. Um, you know, uh, I got the school going, and even when I had the school going the first year, we were on tour going around the whole U.S.
You can show them your page and show them your work.
Yeah, we definitely been busy.
This work is just it's unreal.
Yeah, that was last year's NAHA submission. We got top 5 in North America for that that photo shoot.
Mm. Now, what would you feel? What is some of your work that you're most proud of?
Um, I mean, as far as like haircuts goes, I'm definitely proud of winning the NAHA Award. That's for sure. Um, that ain't easy to get. You know,
Oh, that's the Super Bowl. That's the grand finale. It doesn't get any better than that.
right?
Some of these people don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So the North American Hairstyling Awards, and it's very prestigious. It's like our Golden Globes, our Oscars of the hair industry, and I'm the first barber to ever win it. You
Your
know,
work is just impeccable.
so yeah, a lot of different things. You know, I feel like we put barbers on the map in a sense, especially with the NAHA Award, and a barber actually coming in and taking the award. And they even changed the name of the category after I won it. It went from men's hairstylist of the year to barber of the year now. So um, I think just trailblazing in the industry, you know, winning something that prestigious, and also being having barbering recognized to the point where the industry had to change the category of that award. That's kind of huge right there. you
That
know
is huge.
and I think that kind of sparked a lot too. Sparked a lot with the company I work with. um you know they seen a lot, and a lot that they could work with as well, and that kind of sparked like a whole tour. That's like my first or second group of students right there.
And what
And
made you open a school?
I kind of always wanted to do it. And I was just kind of like one of them people that wanted to save the money to do it, you know? And I just needed to like pull the trigger on doing it, man. But I like I said, and I said this before to you, I had been in one of your lives on Instagram like 2 years before I even opened the school. And you I went live with you and you were like, well, what's stopping you? you know, I mean, it's a simple question. And that, if everybody, whoever is watching this, if you just think about it, what's stopping you? You know? And I think mostly we're just stopping ourselves, you know? And I really was like, man, you know what? What is stopping me? I just kind of looked into it. And I've always been big on education, and I did continued education before I owned the school. I did it for my own brand. And I knew not only was there, it would set me apart financially, but it was also something that, I was passionate about, and I've helped a lot of people. I was just talking to my sons right now. My sons are enrolled in the school as well, and they're cutting hair now, and I was just telling them like, um, these students, they're there in the school momentarily, and you're helping them. You're helping them from the first time they're there, and they're learning, you know. I done seen people that didn't know what a clipper was from a trimmer, didn't know how to hold it, and now, man, they're doing real good. They're behind the chair. They're working in shops. Like you get to see a lot of success from people. It's definitely satisfying. As far as for me, uh, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it, and it's a lot of work. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to bring my family around uh, and help me out. My son got so good to this point now at cutting. If a student's struggling, he'll go over there and help him out. You know, um, my wife, she went through the instructor program, and she's teaching theory. You know, and man, she took it up to the next level. She speaks Spanish. She's teaching theory in Spanish. She done translated our whole curriculum over into Spanish. And you can call whoever you're sourcing your books from. You can go ahead and hit them up, and they ain't gonna have that information in Spanish for you. So we took it upon ourselves, and we translated everything over. I'm talking about we got our enrollment agreements in Spanish. We got our evaluations in Spanish. I mean, our whole program is in Spanish. And yeah, man, my wife she went hard on that, man. She she took that, and we started off with maybe like 2 students in Spanish that were Spanish speakers, and now we're like probably at like 50% of our students are Hispanic and Spanish speaking, and they're enrolled in the Spanish program. So yeah, that definitely opened up a whole nother door. And hey, but it took months. It took months to translate all that over and do all that. And then not only that, I mean, I took it to the next level, even with my curriculum, and I started putting everything online. So our students take all their tests online. They do everything, and I don't use anyone else's software to do that. I went built that out and took the time to build that out. So yeah, just the first few years we were honing in and really like strengthening what we were doing, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of the wins coming from the students, because I had one student, he went and took that state exam, he got 100 on there. And I never heard of anyone getting 100 on the state board exam. I mean, I've been in this business 20 years, and I've been, in schools, in and out of them. I ain't never heard of anyone tell me someone got 100. And we actually had a student get 100.
He need to come back and be sharing that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to hear if anyone else had a student get 100, because I ain't never heard of it
I don't know anybody that's got 100.
on the state board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, definitely our passing rate from that state exam and everything, man, we so many of our students, I can't even think of one this year that didn't pass,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Well, I can't wait till you get accredited and keep moving forward. I remember you on that live.
Yeah, I even remember it was a while back, even the signal was pixelated and everything. We didn't even have good phones and internet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's just been it's been good, man. It's been good for sure. And I mean, man, when we check the, we have our website set up where, we got a contact form on there. And man, we can't even reach back out to everybody, man. That's how many inquiries we got. It's like, man, it's crazy. People are calling us mad, like no one got back to me.
Can you share what kind of marketing you're doing with some of the other school owners on here?
I mean, I just do a lot of social media, just Instagram, But I will say, I mean, like I said, I get to do education in other schools. So when I go to those schools, I ask the students, why did they go there? And they give me insight, you know? So I go back and I build my own website, So I go back and I do the search optimization, and I mess with all that, and I put the words that these students are telling me why they chose to go to the other school. I put that in my search engine optimization. And so I know what these people are Googling, you know, and,
Mm-hmm.
and and I use that to my advantage. But at this point now, I mean, word of mouth is I knew that was going to come, you know? And when you get your students and they're your first, second batch, you got to give your attention to them. You got to make them good before they leave, because when they leave, they're going to tell everybody and their mama that they learned from you. And that's going to be the main people that are sending you referrals, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So just the reputation I was able to build in the school within the past few years right now, people are coming off of that, you know? So yeah, a little bit of social media, a little bit of, make sure you got your website, make sure you get them Google reviews, and
Mm-hmm.
word of mouth, just teach your students. It ain't that hard, because a lot of these people, they're in other schools and they want to come to my school because they know people are learning. And I show that. I show that on my social media. I show me literally teaching my students. That's what I show.
Cause your school, tell them the name of your school
The name of the school is How to Fade Hair.
and tell everybody your name.
My name is How to Fade Hair. Well, my name is Nieves Alvarez, but I go by How to Fade Hair. So the whole How to Fade Hair, like I said, that it started as a brand. I started that in 2008. I started off just like you were saying earlier. You had DVDs and
VHS tapes.
yeah, I had a guy the other day. He I met him at a barber event. He said yeah, man, I knew someone who had your DVD, and I recorded your DVD. Or no, how was it? You remember how they used to record off the TV screen onto VHS?
Mm-hmm.
He bought the bootleg version of my DVD on VHS.
Bootleg.
Yeah, and he was proud to tell me he got the bootleg version. So, um, anyway, I did that in 2008. The whole DVD thing and the whole how to fade hair. That's when it started. I just knew that when I went to school first for cosmetology, and I just didn't even know there was a difference between barbering and cosmetology. And that kind of moved me into teaching. It motivated me more.
Now, what about this?
These are the students shaving balloons, learning how to shave. Yeah, you try to figure things out and make things fun for your students after a while, and you want to show them things that they don't know. Um, this guy, he's one that never cut hair before he came to the school. He got real good, this guy.
He sure did. I mean, that's why I clicked on it.
Hmm.
I can't cut no straight hair. I'm
He
scared of
That guy was shop ready when he left.
it. Mm.
And a lot of these students, um, they pick up clients from the school. The people follow them. The clients follow them to the shops.
Mm.
That was actually my wife right there teaching.
Right here with the
Yeah,
razor.
with the razor. Yep.
Yeah, see, I'm scared of that razor.
Yeah. A lot of the students they don't see her cut much, but when they see her cut,
Mm-hmm.
they get amazed. Like, oh, she does know. Yeah. Those photos. The last ones, those were from a photo shoot we did for a magazine I got in
One.
with the students around me.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, these photos went in a barber magazine.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, they did a feature on me when I won the NAHA Award.
Wow.
That was Halloween, all that. We try to make it fun. I feel like the wife, she brings in a lot of that portion of things, because I'm a work and I'm not thinking about, hey, we should have a Halloween uh costume contest, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
she'll be over there. It's good to have that insight. And I mean, just today I was talking about that earlier. My students were doing perms on clients today. They had two We had two females come in with hair down to the middle of their back, maybe even longer, and they were dyeing hair today, you know?
Mm.
So we definitely we've incorporated a lot of that into our curriculum, you know. They're learning everything.
Somebody
Facial.
asked,
Hmm.
somebody asked where you located. Can you tell them where you located?
Yeah, we're in Chicago, you could say. If you drove out of Chicago into the town I'm in, you wouldn't even know you were out of Chicago. But yeah, we're in Cicero, Illinois. Yeah, this was at the hair show. That's the one thing I do too. All these big conventions, these hair conventions that go on, I get space in them, you know. So we market there. Uh, man, we go down to the high schools too. We talk
Now,
to we talk to all them students, and you got to see what works for you. Even when you do that, you got to strategize. You know, uh, we try to bring students in there to talk to the other students so they could relate to them. You know.
mm-hmm. Well, y'all got to make sure y'all follow him. Click on the website.
It's the time spent zoned in learning your craft, whether in your zone or out of your comfort zone. Just remember to be great. There are no shortcuts, but you can learn from the best. At How to Fade Hair Barber School, our mission is to maintain a commitment to excellence in our programs. Turn your passion into a paycheck. I'm Nieves, founder of the How to Fade Hair Barber School and the lead educator of the #1 clipper company in the world. Your barber station is waiting for you. Enroll today. Visit howtofadehairbarberschool.com.
That's a nice video.
What separates that?
Oh yeah, that's the guy who shot that. He's amazing. I was working with him for like a whole year straight. We were making different videos and things like that, and he did me a favor and shot that one for me. So yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Oh yeah. He did so good. One of the students said, I didn't know whether this was even a real school. And now that student is actually, she just finished the student instructor program, and she gonna stick around and teach at the school and everything. So um yeah, man, I mean, it's just a lot of growth and growing. And we trying to keep growing. I mean, there's so much potential, man. It's just, you know, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, I'm glad that you shared this stuff with them, so they could see what you're doing and what you got going on. That ought to inspire a lot of them too.
No doubt, no doubt. Um, you're gonna come to that point where you're just you're gonna do it or not, you know? And it, man, it's risk, you gotta take it, man. You gotta take the leap. If you don't take it, have the faith. That's what it is, you know. Have the faith, believe in you, believe in your ability, and I guess at the same time, genuinely want to see these people succeed that come into your school, because once it's there and it's up and running, that's cool, but you still need to like really provide these people with something that they come in with expectations. Some of them don't, but you definitely, you got to be genuine about it, and want them to succeed, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything, what you want to leave them with?
Man, it ain't easy, nah. Uh, um, man, just do it. Why not? Right? I mean, if anyone's on here, they're on here because they're either doing it or they want to do it. Um, and it, something's gonna be stopping them, you know. But I also feel like if they look at the information you're providing for them, whatever is stopping them, you definitely could assist them in that, you know. Because like I said in the beginning, a lot of the things that was stopping me was I just didn't think financially I was there, you know. But then I'm listening to you talking about peanut butter sandwiches and you know, living below your means, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I already was on track to doing that, you know. And it's like I already knew, man, I gotta take that plunge, I gotta make this move, I gotta see what's up. And I think it was like the best move I made, you know.
Mm-hmm. And you can rent a building. People always think you got to buy a building. You can rent one.
Yeah, that was one of my things, man. That I was like, man, I need to buy this. And then I remember you had another gentleman uh on Zoom, and you know, he was talking about, hey, it just depends what your strategy is. And I'm a I'm gonna leave this with you guys today too. You know, I just went to the NAHA's meeting, and that's still a question I have. Why are all these schools I see this brand and they have 10 plus schools, but you know they're in plazas, you know they're in all these places that they have to be leasing. Why are they leasing versus not buying the building? You know? So that was a question I had. And I got the answer. I got the answer at the NACA's meeting. And what a lot of people don't know is that there ain't, you know, because you hear a name, you see a name on the wall out there, that don't mean that's the only person that owns the place, you know. And a lot of these places are owned by investment firms, and their sole purpose is to just make money off this industry, and they ain't trying to invest their time and their money into sitting on real estate and building a school. They just want to lease a place out and keep it moving, you know? So if that's their strategy, hey, that's cool, you know? I don't think that's my strategy, but I always had that question, and I wondered like, hey, well, how are these people opening up 15 plus schools, and you know, they're all over everywhere, you know? And it's really not just one individual, it's a whole group of people investing, you know. So um but they definitely ain't investing in that real estate, you know. And you know, that's their strategy. Now if you are just the one person with your name on the building, and you that's what you want to do and where you want to get it from, that's fine too, you know. um but yeah, that is some insight. And you don't need to necessarily own that building.
That's true. You don't have to. Um, when I had them 200 something students, I didn't own that building. It was a storage place. It was a big old building with other businesses, and a company out of California owned the building, that place in Nashville, Tennessee. The rent was about $12,000 a month. But just think, I had 200 and something students, had 20,000 a student. You can do the math. That's what, $4 or $5 million. That's basically $100,000 a week or whatever. And my rent was only $12,000 a month. So y'all don't have to own a building. You can pay the rent and still make a whole lot of money. The first building was what, $1,200 a month. I didn't own that raggedy shopping center. So y'all can find a space just like a shop and pay the first and last month's rent. And eventually, if you want to own your own building, you can. Like Nieves, he just said, your strategy. We all have a different strategy. I mean, Larry has 8 schools. He may want 100 schools. You know, I don't know. You know, people say, well, Jim, why you didn't just keep going and get a ton of schools? I didn't want that. I'd rather just build houses, sell them, and not have to worry about no headaches or no work or nothing, or managing people. Because everybody's strategy, like Nieves said, is different. There's no right or wrong way.
Yep. It's true.
Well, I'm glad you shared a lot with the people on here, and I'm sure they learn. You have to come back on. Let me know what Wednesday, because they need to hear from you for a whole hour. They need to hear a whole hour again. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working on my ISS, Jen.
Okay.
So
All right. He said, yeah, we gotta get that done for you. How you get haircut customers? People scared to get a haircut by a student.
that's another that's another good thing about number one, I'll put it like this. I cut hair and I cut hair well. I've had techniques for since 2008 that I teach to my students to this day. So they're doing the things the way that I do them. So if they are having difficulty with a haircut, I'm able to just go around and help them. I've trained my staff to go around and help them, and they do it the way I do it. We're all cutting using the same technique, and that's something I developed years ago. All right. So these people are getting a decent haircut. On top of all of that, the location I'm in used to be my barber shop since 2005. All right. So what I did was I took my shop and took the space next to it and made it into my school. So people already knew there was a shop there. I already have a reputation in the area. And don't get me wrong, we have people that come in skeptical all the time, you know? But like I said, I'm there and I'm genuinely trying to help my students get better. And all my staff are, my family is, you know? And if they're struggling, we're there to help them. And the clients that are skeptical, they're pleasantly pleased when it's done. But I mean, even if you had a barber shop and you got a new barber that just got out of school, you still are going to encounter the skeptical client, you know? And the haircut is more economical in the school than it is in the shop. So you got people that understand. You got signs up on the wall. You got signs in front of the school saying it's a school, you know. So there's so many ways to distinguish that and not have that skeptical client overwhelm it, you know. And they'll come in and they'll get a decent job once, and next time the next student that gets them took a little longer or didn't do as good, then they'll try to request uh the better student. You know, we run into that all the time, you know. It's just so many scenarios. But yeah, how do you get more clients and how do you get it in? You got to put it out there, you know.
And there's some schools that have like senior students versus or a master student versus a beginner student,
Mm.
and they have different price tiers.
Yeah, we thought about implementing that too. Well, I don't want to say we, but I have thought about that as well because you know, some of these guys are really advanced, and you know, you're gonna have students that come in that they've been cutting hair and they just want to get their license, you know. So they know what they're doing. You just bring them through the program like any other student, but obviously they know what they're doing. So um I personally feel like, yeah, the haircut is worth more, but I just feel like it's also more to handle to be charging. Hey, well, who cut your hair? You know, you got to figure out who's the senior student and whatnot, you know.
They had different colored jackets at their school. And so the students were striving to get this red coat.
Yeah, I mean, I seen that before too. um and mostly it wasn't even about the where have I seen it at. It was more about the school looking to put a jacket on somebody so they could kind of help them teach their school, you know.
Mhm.
It was a strategy of that. But yeah, I mean, you know, it just depends what you want to work with. I mean, if I focused on service and whatnot, I mean, man, we must have had like 40 clients today in my school, you know. So
Haircuts. He asked how much haircuts?
$10, ten
$10.
dollars $10 for a cut, $10 for a shave, facials 15, scalp treatments 15, color starts at 35, you know.
Y'all not cheap.
Perms start at 35. Yeah, I mean, honestly, $10 a cut, I feel like going up a little bit.
Well,
You
I mean,
know.
when I started when 98 haircuts was $5. Might have been $3 for kids on
I
Wednesday.
I still see shops around by me still charging $10. You know, I don't know what they're doing over there. I just know, yeah, we do have a good flow. It didn't happen overnight either, though, especially with the school. But I mean, if you got 20 students and those chairs are spinning every hour at $10, I mean, man, your clinic floor could be banging. That's what I envision. Now, is my chair spinning every hour that they're there? No, they're not. But you know, um, when you shoot high, you're gonna end up somewhere. You know.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Well, any other questions? I don't see any more. Well, I guess we'll hop off of here and y'all have a Merry Christmas. We'll be back on next Wednesday.
likewise, I'll chime in when I can, Chin.
I
But
think, go ahead.
I'll be working on my ISS, man.
Yeah, we got to get that done. All right.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.